Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Wanted to let you know my sponsor link to linqto.com, or you can download the app. They've added Anthropic, which is an AI company today. The shares are expected to move quickly with the increased interest in AI and Anthropic's valuation tripling in just a year. Opportunities like this are additionally rumored $40 billion evaluation on the horizon and could quickly increase demand. This next block could be one of the last chances to enter at an accessible price. Don't miss out. And this is one of those companies that Amazon has invested. I think they invested like $4 billion in it. They launched Claude Enterprises for business integration. Amazon has agreed to integrate Claude into Alexa. Big stuff. AI, huge. All right, check this out. This is Meta Lawman, and he's going through the SEC appeal and giving some interesting points here.
I believe that the contracts where they sold XRP to institutions are non-investment contracts. And I think there aren't a lot of people who agree with me on that, and that's fine. I don't care. That's kind of how I've been in my whole career, an outlier. But here's why. When these entities bought XRP at wholesale prices, meaning less than what it was trading for on retail exchanges, that was their objective, to make money as a wholesaler, just like any other wholesaler buys. Let's take an example. How about this one, Christy? How about oranges? What if somebody went to the W.J. Howie Company in 1946 and said, hey, man, I hear you're going to be harvesting an enormous amount of oranges. Sell them to me, and I will go and sell them to grocery stores all over the country or whatever. And I'm going to make a markup on the oranges. Well, the wholesaler's not going into business with W.J. Howie. The wholesaler's not sharing profits with Howie. They're simply receiving the commodity at a discount and going to make a profit selling it to retail. The difference between what they bought it for and what they sold it for is not an investment in the W.J. Howie Company. And therefore, that everybody in their right mind would agree that's no investment contract. Well, in my opinion, that's what we've got with XRP and these sales to institutions. They were buying the XRP at a discount to sell to retail at a markup. They were not investing in Ripple, in the Ripple business, and sharing in the profits of Ripple. How do I know that? I know it for sure because there is a way to do that, and that's called buying stock in Ripple. Ripple is a private company, and you can buy shares on these exchanges that are doing secondary market trades for like employees or others who may have acquired shares in Ripple over the years. You can invest in a Ripple, and that would be a securities transaction. But buying the commodity XRP at a discount for resale to retail in a markup is not investing in Ripple. I believe that very strongly, and I know nobody agrees with me because you have a contract, okay? You have a contract where it feels like there's an investment being made in the sense that Ripple is receiving money, for the XRP, and they're going to use the money to build, the Ripple infrastructure and the ledger and, talk to governments around the world about adoption and invest in the quote unquote SEC's favorite term ecosystem of Ripple and XRP ledger and ODL and all of that good stuff. That's true. But you know what? If you buy a bunch of oranges from Howie, Howie's going to buy fertilizer and more land and grow and pay people and grow their business. It does not matter. Yeah. So, in my opinion, I would like to see Ripple cross appeal and say those transactions with the institutions, even though there were written contracts, were not investment contracts, because we were simply selling to wholesalers a commodity that they made money on a markup to retail.
Good clip. This is also a good clip. Black Swan Capitalist says, does this sound familiar?
This is the universal new world, one world system. Currently, and please don't take my word for this, currently the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the Bank of International Settlements are diligently working with so-called governments, obviously central banks, and AI experts around the world. And I'm going to give you one guess who of those experts is. You think about who that might be, because it's getting floated out quite a lot lately. Anyway, again, currently these institutions, including the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the Bank of International Settlements, are diligently working towards implementing this new entirely token-based cross-border trans-world system, which we are going to use to track, trace, log, monitor, control, consolidate, and reduce everything into a token. Even you.
There's going to be creepy and good things with all this. We've always known that. Check this out. This is a guy talking about Bitcoin and comparing it kind of to the .com.
People like to use the term investing in Bitcoin. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think about it like that. I think about saving in Bitcoin. I save in Bitcoin and I invest in Bitcoin startups and companies. And this is the way I want to present it to you here. So where are we at here? Same adoption as in 1999. If you're old like me, you remember the personal computer revolution, and when the internet was getting going. The internet wasn't a currency that you bought, but you invested in things that were building on or around the internet. And there was a lot of places that you could invest, whether they were public or private. And a lot of the wealthiest people on the planet have made their fortunes by investing in early stage companies. So if we all know that Bitcoin is going to win, what about the companies that are building on Bitcoin? People like to use the term in a lot of the
guy kind of
wealthiest
looks like Brad Garlinghouse with long hair. That's funny. All right, and then this. Look, folks, I had to say it. I lived through the entire internet boom and bust, and I don't remember anyone promoting .coms wearing a mask, and I can promise that they would not have been taken seriously if they had. This industry needs to grow up. I think this industry needs to grow up when it comes to cartoon monkeys with masks on people's faces. I think it's ridiculous. And I have the question, why would somebody do that? What are they trying to hide?
Obviously a catch. If we take on debt, we also need to pay interest. So also let's account for that. We plot the interest rate here as well. And we take an interest of 3.5%. Also, of course,
and you may say, "Oh, well, he's just covering his. He doesn't want to be doxxed because he's got a lot of money in Bitcoin." Well, so did the .com millionaires. I mean, come on, that's a BS excuse. Jimmy Valley weighs in on it. Says, "I've spoken to numerous executives over the last 4 years about digital assets, specifically about their reluctance to adopt this new technology. Their reasons are typically not what it would initially think. They think our industry is being run by a bunch of clowns. The SEC and the U.S. regulators like Senator Warner not helping with their constant attacks on the industry either. Neither is Vitalik picking boogers while rapping and dancing on stage, or Joe Lubin talking about disguised whales. But seeing this video, one statement an executive made to me comes screaming to mind. I have these kids in hoodies come in the conference room giving me a fist bump and then talking about Python for 20 minutes before I tell them to get the fuck out of my office. Digital assets are inevitable, and we're going to do great things as an industry, but not until the corruption and circus performances stop." And that goes for you too, HBO. I agree. We'll get to that. And then here's Joe Rogan talking about cartoon monkeys. He doesn't get it either.
Yeah, okay, Bordy, show an image of what these fucking things are. This thing is like a shit cartoon. And how much did they go for?
So 111 Ether would be the price. That's 3,000 a coin right now. So it'd be 300 grand, but
300 grand.
It said it was sold at 769. So that would have been
just
like
screenshot it. So it was sold at 769. So it was sold at close to $1 million. And what is that?
That's getting into the screenshot thing is a tough thing because it's like you own a car, but me having a picture of your car on my phone doesn't mean I own your car.
Yeah, but you don't understand what I just said earlier. I said it's the exact same experience.
Yeah, I know.
The experience of having it on your phone is very different than the experience of you having a picture of my car.
The same with any art then. That's just the argument for art then.
No, but it's not, because
car's a bad example. But Mona Lisa, I can look at the Mona Lisa on my phone all day long. I don't own it.
Right, but there's a big difference between owning the Mona Lisa on your phone. So like the Mona Lisa was only on a phone, and you could just screenshot it, and you would also have the exact same experience of the Mona Lisa. The difference in the physical Mona Lisa is it's hundreds of years old,
right?
And it's painted by a master.
You don't just own it on your phone. Is the sort of the thought?
But you do.
Where do you own it then?
But the thing is, you can replicate.
Your phone's an access point to where you do own it. That's like saying your bank account, like is only on your phone, but it's not.
I hear what you're saying, but it's not the same because there's no real value in that NFT. It's
exactly. I understand that maybe that was a testing ground for the tokenization of real world assets, and I get that about NFTs, but I don't get cartoon monkeys. And I also this is the other problem in the industry right here. Zach XBT says it. If you resort to promoting new low-cap meme coins every few days to followers as large account, it's because you have no edge and have to use your followers instead. Only thing which changed this cycle is grifting as large accounts became even more normalized than before. See, this is a problem too, because I've been watching this space for a long time, and I think that all these meme coins and all this crap like cartoon monkeys, I believe the source of the pumping of all that stuff is the VCs. I believe the VCs, they say, okay, first they did it with Ethereum. They said, okay, we got this Ethereum thing. They can build all this crap on it, and we can pump the Ethereum token through it. Then they did it with Solana. Now they've picked a third one that I've been noticing lately. They picked one called Sui or something like that. Okay? And each time it's one of these tokens that they can build all these meme coins and crap on, and then they can pump it up. And they do about a 1 to 1.5 year ride, and all the influence. It's like they have a battalion of influencers that are going to pump all the crappy coins that are being built on the thing, and they're pumping the token that it's all being built on. I've seen this movie. I'm seeing it for about the third or fourth time now, and none of it's good. Okay, check this out. Echo Truth. He had put this tweet out where he put the Money Electric Bitcoin documentary side by side with XRP Unleashed. And I said, forget who Satoshi is. Nothing but a government-run distraction. I believe they created that documentary for the strict purpose of ending it with the same old thing, which is, well, it's a debate as to whether this particular documentary is right. And that keeps the nobody knows who Satoshi lie, it keeps it running down the track and keeps Bitcoin alive. Whereas if you started your documentary by going and visiting Homeland Security and talking to the specific agent who said they met with the 4 Satoshis, that's the end of the documentary. It might be the end of Bitcoin. That's what matters. Who is Bill Hinman and what is ETHgate? That's the question. That's the question, and it will have a definitive answer. XRP Unleashed is coming whether they like it or not. It's coming very soon. Now, in DAIXRP.com, I'm going to tell you who I think Satoshi is. The 4 Satoshis, okay? Or at least one out of the 4. I'll let you use your imagination beyond that. In order to go there, you have to go all the way back. I'm not going to tell you where you have to go back to, but I will in DAIXRP.com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Here we go.